pig pen, full of life, but so empty, on my way to a fiery end. But someone told me about a savior, who said he loves me and he cares. In times of storm he is my shelter, so in his arms you find me there. You see, I can't live life without him. He is my king of kings. He's the reason I still live in. I can't leave him. Can't leave him. Never condemn or forsaken me dread. I can't leave him. Can't leave him. For God, man, I live in. For God, I go dead. There are so few who made it through and come from the darkness of this world. But I saw the light, I found the truth. I have.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago. I know many of you want to know where I am. I'm right here. Right here with you guys. All right, so some people wanted me to play the video. Well, I got the information from Mr. Joe Biden, and I'm gonna play that clip for you because it's in alignment to what Mr. Toronto was asking and suggesting, and one of the other callers would have called in and shared his view on the whole hiding of the situation. You know, who hiding the story, who not bringing out the real facts and stuff like that. You know, and we want to get the facts, and we're trying to get the facts and stuff like that. So I wanted to show you before I get into the other part of my discussion today. As I said to you, there's never a dull moment in Trinidad and Tobago. You know that, right? There's never a dull moment in Trinidad and Tobago. There's always somebody trying to come with some misinformation to try to fool the people or try to mislead the people or to try to do something to just make an issue. All right, so this is, if you join me on Facebook and on YouTube now, some of you were saying that you were not hearing. There wasn't any audio. I think there is audio now. So you can come on. There is not a thing, but there is audio now. So you can join me on Facebook and on YouTube, and you're going to not just see, but hear the information that I'm about to share with you. So some people are saying that Mr. Biden would have dealt with a first American president who actually brought up the issue or make it a point of reference. So let me play this for you, and then you're going to tell me what are your thoughts. I just want to clear this up a little bit. Bear with me, Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm going to clear this up a little bit. Join me on Facebook, The Street 919 FM. Join me on Facebook on The Street 919 FM. Mr. Google, where is the volume? The volume there now. So you can hear me now. I'm sure you can hear me now. Positive. So join me on Facebook and on YouTube. Tell me if you're hearing me. I want you to tell me if you're hearing on Facebook and on YouTube. So you give me an indication. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So tell me if you're hearing me on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. Tell me if you're hearing me. I'm looking to see. People are coming on YouTube. Thank you very much. People are coming on Facebook. So this is the video. This is the statement. Made loud and clear, Lestra says. Thank you very much. Yes. Claire says, thank you very much. I appreciate. I wonder if people on YouTube is hearing. Nobody on YouTube is saying anything. Yes, there is an audio now. Thank you. Yes, there is audio now. Thank you. We love your show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so this is the statement that was made, and I want you to hear it. Make sure you hear it, All right.
My fellow Americans, this was not a riot.
What? Wait. Wait, just now. Now, one of the callers, I hope he's listening, you know. Roberto, I hope you're listening. Because Roberto said that, what? That wasn't a riot, Pastor Google. And he was very right. Well, look now, the President of America is saying that was not a riot. All right, so Roberto, I hope you're listening. Call in, you know, and let me know what your thoughts are.
This was not a riot. This was a massacre.
Joe Biden on Tuesday became the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Tulsa, Oklahoma site where hundreds of black Americans were massacred by a white mob 100 years ago. Public awareness of the killings has been growing in recent years after the deadly event went for decades without being taught in history classes or reported by local newspapers.
For much too long, the history of what took place here was told in silence, cloaked in darkness. But just because history is silent, it doesn't mean that it did not take place. We can't just choose to learn what we want to know and not what we should know.
On May 31st and June 1st of 1921, white residents shot and killed about 300 black people and burned and looted homes and businesses, devastating the prosperous African-American community of Greenwood after a white woman accused a black man of assault, an allegation that was never proven. No one was charged for the violence.
May their souls rest in peace.
Biden oversaw a moment of silence for the victims after meeting with 3 people who lived through the massacre, now between the ages of 101 and 107. The Biden administration also plans steps to combat inequality. They include efforts to expand federal contracting with small, disadvantaged businesses and invest tens of billions of dollars in communities like Greenwood that suffer from persistent poverty. Earlier in the day, Biden toured a museum dedicated to the Tulsa massacre. His visit comes during a racial reckoning in the U.S. as threats increase from white supremacist groups and the country re-examines its treatment of African Americans after last year's murder of George Floyd.
No, I don't know what to say now, you know, because I hope that Mr. Toronto heard that. I don't know what are the listeners' views to what you just heard. All right, I would like to hear. I just want to soak it in a little bit. This is the man I want to hear. This is one of the men I want to hear. Let me hear you now.
Pastor Google.
Talk to me.
Bravo. Now, I didn't hear this statement by Mr. Biden.
Right.
But he echoed the same feeling.
Right. He echoed the same sentiments that you
expressed.
Right.
It was not a, it's a massacre.
Yes.
Exact words. And I didn't hear. Now, I hope, I see going into certain areas, I hope he visit Compton. Because you know who came out of Compton, right? There's a number of great American musical artists. The 2 sisters right now that has been ripping up the tennis courts, they came out of Compton. So I hope Compton is one of the areas that he visits to assist, because they still have a lot of property there.
Right.
Also some have risen out of it.
Right.
You know, sad to say what happens to guys like Eazy-E and so on.
Right. But my question is, you were making a statement earlier on today.
Yeah.
Right? And now that you made your statement, and my thing is, you were seeing something specific, and now you heard what the president said. It wasn't a riot. The president answered your question
finally.
You said to me, Pastor Google, but that was not right.
Yep.
And remember too, other persons were calling and saying, oh, they're hiding the history.
Yep.
And Mr. Joe Biden answered that too.
Yep. Let's make me want to cry.
All right. So you understand why I have to do, why I was sent the information to share that with Trinidad and Tobago, so that when I get the other persons on the phone line from America, from over there, when they start to talk, we are already have the mindset or the understanding.
Yes.
All right, sir.
As I said, bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yeah, man. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. See that you play Mr. Joe Biden, that thing. I want you to play his stuff where he debated the Senate in 1994 where he passed that bill. Those are things I want you to play, because the problem is, where did he get on that stage of the State of the Union and he said America is a racist country? You have Mr. Senator Scott said he was a racist country, right? And you want to cast people want to cast him for that. A black man, right, who is a senator. And then you have the next day, his vice president came out and said, America is not a racist country. So what are he trying to do? What Joe Biden trying to do? You have the vice president say, America is not a racist country. I want you to play that tape. When she said, America is not a racist country, when Senator Scott said, America is not a racist country, rebutting what he said in the State of the Union address. Don't matter what Joe Biden said right now, I say people repent. However, he had enough chance as a vice president under Barack Hussein, but a black man president, right, to say these things and repeal those things. Why didn't he go and repeal that law that he helped pass, where Bill Clinton signed into law, that the law 3 strikes at the outer lock up black people? You know who repealed that? You may say he's a racist, or people say you're racist. Trump is the one who repealed that bill. And the problem is, Joe Biden could hide over you. He could hide behind the cloud.
So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Mr. Toronto, I just want to ask you this. So then you're saying to me that you don't believe, or I shouldn't even ask that question. All right, Mr. Toronto, I understand what you're saying.
No, Pastor Google, I understand what I'm black American about you.
I know nobody is saying that you don't understand it, but my thing.
People need reparation.
And Mr. Toronto, this may just be the catalyst to propel us to get it. So while you might have a problem, while I understand your issue with Joe Biden, but right now,
no, I don't have an issue with Joe Biden. Mind you, I don't have an issue with Joe Biden. I don't have an issue with that. However, these are the people who was there.
All right. I hear you. All right, Mr. All right, Mr. Toronto.
You know, these are the people that invent these things.
All right, Mr. Toronto.
So he can't come and hide now.
All right, Mr.
He can't come and hide now by picking somebody.
Okay, Mr. Toronto. I understand.
That is my problem.
All right, I understand.
People don't change.
All right, but you do believe that he has
changed.
All right, so you do believe that he has changed.
No, I don't believe that changed because. All
right, okay. Well, can I take another? I want to take some more calls. You're saying the same thing over and over. I know.
Okay, bye.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon again, Pastor Google.
Right, you were the caller who was saying to me that it was history being hidden.
This is the clip I listened to. If
right.
Right. And as you rightfully say, Joe Biden is trying to make up for what have been lost.
Right.
Information concerning what happened.
Right.
So what is happening now is what I would like the black Africans to do, is to further the cause. Put him to his word there right now.
Right.
Talking about the billions of dollars.
Right.
It still wouldn't compensate for the lives lost or the property or the material they lost at that time then.
Right.
But it was still to show that and we are guilty And this is the compensation or reparation for what happened.
And let me ask you this. So let me ask you this, caller. Caller?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So if what we calling for, if what they're calling for, they do get, right? My question is, and they do get it under Joe Biden. My question is, are we still going to hold him in contempt of what the wrongs that he may have done?
No, because Pastor Google is to forgive but never forget.
Right.
This is what we as black people know. We could forgive but never forget what happened.
Right.
And that's my contribution.
And let me tell you something, and I appreciate and I like your contribution also. My thing is, I don't know how again we can. I don't know. All right, thanks. I'm sitting here as a young man and listening. That's all I could say. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon.
Pastor Google, keep up the good work. Don't get frustration. Take your time with them. Take your time and take your time because you see what make me laugh. I really don't like your calling on this thing because, you know, I am that kind of man.
Right.
They were really good. They make me call in today. So bringing evidence for people to understand what takes place with the African people, you understand all the Negro people in America. Or you fight in America and say you get some information, you come in and argue with the man, fight on, you're teaching to tell people intelligent thing, and you're doubting all the time. If the man do something wrong, you know, I have this one, I say, so when we get that money, we go give someone else one because we go forgive you too. All of these things, you have to make I so because them get the thing already from already. So when we get the change, we get no them as a blind because we know we love us. And it's that the people don't know, and just really hurt me with all the teaching them and telling them, you didn't make up that story. You get something important to tell the African man in Trinidad what's going on in America. We're doubting the man for, we're doubting Pastor Google for. You are being so feed with the information and show with the facts. With the man say this is at the past, we in the present now. You see where really happen. Some of we and believe in God, and God say what in the dark does come to the light. It's the wicked people that are going to the light too because them have it hide up. So when they're going to, we can condemn them. Or condemn the man will say, well, look, we here, so. So the whole thing is the matter with these people. When you make him alone, because to see how people could be doubting people and then believe, God say what in the dark will come to the light, and we don't be too hurried to this fix. No man can fix nothing. It's God himself just put everything in place to be. He might go through his suffering, and he just bring out of his suffering. All you have to do is to praise and thank God for everything. God bless you, Pastor Google.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Yes, sir.
You know, it is so sad now that this is one of the problems with us black people. Even when somebody attempts to help, we remain in the past. But what I want to say is if you keep looking in the back, you can't see where you're going in the front. We can't keep looking at what was done, blocking what is to come. Maybe he had made a mistake. Maybe he was just going along, towing the line. Remember, he was there under a black president. He cannot now come and pretend or try to overwrite the then president as a white man trying to fight for black people. How's that going to look? I just want people to just think about it a little bit. How is it going to? We have to toe the line. Sometimes it's the wrong thing to do. But now he's trying to make up for that. We don't want to hear nothing about that. So we don't want to take what is being offered to help us. Because you know what? We have a rhetoric to sing. And we're seeing that right here in Trinidad. We have black people are the people that hate the present Prime Minister the most are some of the black people. And no matter how much he tried to help black people, they are the ones against him. I don't know what again we want. All they're waiting for God to come down, he sent people. And if you don't accept that, it's just like what it is the Lazarus scenario was. It have prophets and all they didn't accept that you want me to send you. Come on. I don't know now. I really don't know. But is that hopeless, Pastor Google?
No, man.
Based on our behavior, is it hopeless?
No, it's not hopeless. It's not hopeless.
All right, I will take your word and I will keep believing in God.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
I know it's like this number. I'm looking at 91.9.
Yeah, you could say what you want.
What I like how is Toronto leading the charge on this one here, because if I didn't lead the charge, it would be a whole killing scene for Kingsley.
What do you mean by that?
I want to say this, the African Americans today regret they vote for Joe Biden.
Really?
I have the facts, I have the tape, I have the evidence that people are complaining. And you know something? Joe Biden as a senator, he passed the most drastic laws for the African American about over 15 years ago, because he is a politician over 40 years. He's a politician. He and this Kamala, she to the first marriage for gay marriage. I cannot support that. I against gay marriage, and any pastor, any pope, any priest marrying boys and girls I have a problem with that. Today, the Americans are saying that why we didn't leave Trump there, because Trump wasn't hiding nothing from them with the coronavirus. Now today, I'm talking about African in America. The African Americans is under attack more than ever now. More than ever now. Look, this and the vice president. More day was weekend Gandhi. She took a picture on her page and say, "Nice weekend, relax yourself." The American people condemn that. They condemn it to the highest degree, because these people take the moral service where they lost their loved ones and who fight for the country very seriously. That is a big thing in America when this time come around. And she just eating and drinking and laughing. But we see today that the Africans, Americans, and are there anybody? I have the video, I will download the video, I will go on YouTube and see how the African American now is saying what why put this man there. So he come in and try like this comes on the table, and the Africans are going the same way. Some years ago, when we see this a jail we call black going in at the Queen House. Oh God, we have a black person in the Queen House, and things will change. Look what them have to run. Them have to run from the palace and go to America and live. So, Pastor Google, I want to support Toronto contribution 100%. Joe Biden is hiding behind Obama. He be hiding behind certain African leaders in America who making millions of dollars. Because we know how Joe Biden get there is Obama, and we know the college and the media promote Joe Biden. So that's what he go. The people never go for you know. The college is who select and pick, because when Donald Trump went out of the way, he never followed because he say, I am not a politician. I'm a businessman. I'm not no long-term politician. I'm a businessman, and he do everything what politicians are supposed to do in America. He went in this holy place. He went and touched some holy wall where no American president ever went. He went it. He went in North Korea and South Korea and went to the borderline where no president of America never do. He went to Russia. He went to certain country where America would never, like, because 9 days of war in Gaza Strip and Israel, Joe Biden didn't say nothing. 9 years. 9 days. Joe Biden didn't say a word about what taking place. You know something, because Trump was and the prime minister, all the presidents from Israel, in Gaza, they was friends, and Trump used to finance that government, give them with the want remove sanction from certain things. Joe Biden said no. And again, I want to thank Toronto because Toronto in there, he's living there, he on the ground, and he hearing what the people are saying. He are listening to the news on the broadcast over there. So the African community in America. Yeah.
Kingsley, I'll wait to call him back after the break, because I don't know what you were listening to, you know. I don't know what you were listening to. It's Toronto. Toronto and America is not the same place, you know.
We know, but it's a bridge and a plane, and you can take a plane, you can take a boat, you can take a train, you can take a car. So it is one place. It's say that kind of that. And you can forgive Joe Biden for the Google. Don't forgive Kamala.
Hey! That's where I was going with this whole conversation. Boy, look, leave me alone. Goodbye.
At least when I just feel just something positive. Something positive. Oh, I did it, why, just you. I beg you, just stay more positive music. My friend them down in the ghetto. At least when I just feel I beg you, just something positive. Something positive. Oh, I did it, why, just you. I beg you, just play more positive music. But that's how my friend never fight never. Play more positive music. Too much a negative thing going on, boy. Positive music. But that's how my friend never fight never. Play more positive music. Watch it. Them push all of the positive artists and them push them way behind. And them know I hear connects the blessed messenger. But they rather promote alkaline. And then they want to know why don't you Trinidad. Love and it why it got so much fun. It's the negative music that they're playing. That I'm messing with the youth, them mind. I'm making them say more positive music. That's how my friend, them a fight never. Positive music. Don't watch a negative thing going on. One. Positive music. I like this verse by positive music. But deep in my heart, to me tell every note. When my body comes sing, gangsters touch the road. I pull in my friend and closer to hell. When them listening song from Vibes Cartel. Look how I talk one up today, yeah. Keep my lock up in a jail cell. So just to sing positive music deep in my heart, so my feel compelled. Madam, play more positive music. And that's how my friend them a fight never. Play more positive music. Too much a negative thing going on, why? Positive music. And that's how my friend them. You gotta stop. Positive music. Anything in it. We'll go to the next one.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday at 9:05 to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street, 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home or, get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatetT.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
Just for you, so real, get that perfect smile. Beauty's in every aisle to take care of your body. We have all you need to stay healthy. Yeah, more to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you.
Pennywise gives you more to love. Lend Capital Certificates is a passive income service company located at Princess Margaret Street in San Fernando and 5th Street South Woodbrook. At Lend Capital, investing is made simple. You invest with us. We make the investments and then you collect returns either monthly or yearly. We have 5 different options you can choose from, and each investment option comes with different benefits starting from TT $5,000. For more information, contact 399-0307. Lend Capital Certificates. It's all about you.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements: silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill, and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the house of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number, 4 clicks, and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay, and you're done.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Okay, so I'm back with you, my last and final hour. And, okay, I wanted to show you something today. Something that happened. I think I may have to do it tomorrow because I'm not getting it. But this is the information. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about Mr. Biden making his statements. And some of you were calling in. I wanted to wait until Mr. Kingsley, but I'll do that tomorrow. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Boy. Pastor Google, when Joe was vice president did Barack Obama went to Oklahoma and Green Hills in any
you hear the report say he's the first?
So then what's the problem, boy?
The problem is that he white. The problem is he passed. The problem is he passed and what he did in his past.
I'm glad you know it's our black racists is called here too. You can't accuse everybody of not liking the people and you practice the same, you know. Pastor Google, I'd rather be black conscious. I'd rather be racist than be black conscious, you know. Right? The fact of the matter is Joe Biden said, right, when it had the killing outside Capitol in the White House with the rats, he said if that was black people, there would be more them down. Right? So if this man liked black people, he was in office for 40 years as Dr. Rowley. So you go blame him for all the atrocities that went before that. It's like doing that to Barack Obama as well too. Why he didn't do this? Why he didn't do that when he was there? You understand? We have to be fair too. He's no president. And if he is trying to right some of the wrongs of the past of his white Caucasian ancestors, right? And probably he partake in some of the bills, and now that he realized that, hey, the world is moving away into a black conscious state where people are looking for reparation and so on towards black people, and he decided that, hey, here what's going on. This time is right. Let me embrace it, right? And let me ask him that here what's going on. He said he's going to send some vaccine down and we end here. We need herd immunity. We need to vaccinate 700,000 vaccines. Let me see if we can get somewhere to get some hate in them, man. Oh gosh. It starts somewhere. Let's start somewhere to get somewhere. We can't blame the man and say all white people are racist. We can't say that. We can't say all Indian people are racist. They can't do that. Because I know black people who are racial too. I said I got St. James. There's only talk. I go on.
All right, caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Pastor Google.
Aye.
So, Pastor Google, I'd had the information on that Black Wall Street a long time, right? But I want to say when President Biden was not yet a vice president, but he was a young representative. You call him one? As you would call him member of representative, I can't remember what he was, but he was in their thing in government there. And he had spoken, I'm not home now, so I cannot get the thing, concerning the injustice or something pertaining to black people. Right? So it's not now. He's been talking out about injustice. So people must get their history right at the Google. Right? And I'm saying that you cannot please everybody. You have to please yourself, and who finds pleasure along the way, that's fine. I remember when Prince Harry invited his ex-girlfriend to his wedding, I heard people saying, oh, why he should do that? But Prince William invited more than what Prince Harry invited because they were friends. People are racist to their bone and they would not get over it. And because they want to pass their attitude and behavior onto other people, they will always look to make victim of other people. But listen, people, let's move on and be good to yourself and the environment. Have a pleasant evening.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Again, Pastor Google.
Yes, sir.
All
all presidents of the United States of America support Israel. All, every single one. Look, the defense minister is realized going to Biden to get $1 billion to replenish the Iron Dome that they have, if you was showing you, because the 5,000 rockets deplete some of the missiles to destroy them before it hit wrong now. Right? But my real point is this. The caller before said, Mr. Biden is the only president, even Barack Obama hardly pay mind to black people in America. The only person right now putting a black thought in his mind to black Africans in America is Joe Biden. And hear what? People voted Joe Biden to get rid of Donald Trump. All this talk with the kingly talking. People voted Joe Biden to get rid of Donald Trump. And hear what is going on right now too. In these states that Biden won, like Georgia, we since 1992 have been voting for Republicans. They want to suppress the next election vote. Texas joined them also. Like people who live in Carnage have to go Toco to vote. If you was showing you, them is the kind of thing they bring in, the laws they bring in to make sure that no absentee ballots and email voting, them things wouldn't be part of these states that want to bring those laws to suppress the black vote. This is what they're making sure that white supremacy rule in America. And we know we suppose our people standing up against these things. These Americans, they are supposed to have people standing up against these things. But my main thing again is that the Tulsa Greenwood massacre, Mr. Biden addressed it, and I hope that he put the money where his mouth is. Just as how the first indigenous Indian is in his cabinet. I hope that he give them the compensatory or reparation support also, because the Indians part to Google. If you don't know about history.
Yeah, I know the history. I just want I have a lot of callers. I have a lot of callers calling on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Hello, caller.
To understand.
Hello.
Gentlemen.
Caller. Hello. Caller. All right, caller, you have to call me back. I don't know, you're breaking up really bad. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon.
It's heavy. Heavy here.
Yes, heavy.
Well, I have some issue on this Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, Tesla, Oklahoma. Now, I like the conversation this evening, but what I want to say, right? People need to understand. They need to stop shooting the messenger and listen to the message. Whatever Joe Biden had done in his past, right? This what he done here has redeemed him.
Well, it ain't redeem him. It ain't redeem him yet until they get a reparation, and
no reparation thing was talked about, because as soon as they start, if they give the people of Tesla families reparation, then you have to get reparation for slavery in America.
And that is what people fighting for.
Well, I don't think they're prepared to go out that as wide as yet. The reason for that too, Pastor Google, you need to remember that it still have white supremacist states in America. And what happened when Trump supporters stormed Capitol Hill, right? It shows that a civil war in America could be broken out again. Just like the first civil war that happened years ago in the 1830s, 40s. So Biden had to be careful, right? It have a lot of people that are extreme racists in America that hold in high position and will fund and back a civil war where states will pull away from America again and say they're the own and form their own confederate. If you understand where I'm coming from, remember America's built up of states. You understand? Yes, all in one union now. But it have governors and mayors go say, if you want to pull out of this thing, we don't like what Biden doing. So you have to be careful. You got to take it one day at a time, slowly, and eventually people will get to say, well, we realize they're moving in the right direction now, and we have to get kudos to that. But please, people, Toronto, Kings, here, let's stop shooting down Biden. What Biden had done in his past, right, that's just people has changed. You understand? You need to understand people has changed. Not because a man do something since 1994 or since 2004, in 2021. You understand where I'm coming from? And this is a very good gesture. That's all I want to say. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Heavy. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Yeah, all right, yeah. Good, boy. Very, very good conversation, boy. remember you and I had a conversation about people sometimes who are unforgiving, and they hold you for life with something.
Yeah, boy.
Right. So, Mr. Biden, I would have done something years ago, and it's not what is to drift. And that's the unforgiving thing that we are killing and so on, because a partner did something in 2004, and you still want to kill him in 2021. And he could have been forgiven and everything, and you move on. And here it is. Pastor Google, the likes of Kings, and they don't understand what's going in the U.S. There's a big, you see white supremacy, as a caller was outlining to you? It's raging, it had raged under Donald Trump. Ronald Green, George Floyd, and a lot of people. You look at in a documentary with a fellow named Farid something on CNN that showed you where the Republican came from, even at the time of Reagan and these, to now hand it down to a person like Donald Trump. And you would see it brought back white supremacy alive with the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, all these people in the mix now. And one of the biggest places you would find white supremacy is in the police service in America. So you find that a lot of blacks with simple traffic stuff being killed simple under Donald Trump. Now they're trying to deal with it. So Mr. Biden trying to show in all the areas where black people were hurt, he's trying to deal with it. One of the challenges he would have is in the Congress. If you get the January 6th event on Capitol Hill, you know about that?
Yeah.
Right. And they're trying to storm the hill that was done mostly by white people. It's been trivialized in the parliament, so to speak, by people like a lady called Martha Taylor Greene. If you listen to her, you're a mad woman. She's in the Congress. That's to tell you how it has been curated badly, and people, I tell you what I've said. Have you and I all of agree on everything? But if Joe Biden trying to deal with it from a perspective today, which is really challenging, because I tried to get the whole Tulsa Massacre documentary, which was sad, really, really sad. And he's trying to get that conversation alive. Then people, give him a chance. And I am begging people of Trinidad and Tobago, read before you come on the radio and you'll understand. And the other thing, try to be having a forgiveness, a seed in your heart. Good program, Pastor Google. I'm listening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, okay. Oh, gosh, you know your show is where you get it live, where you get... you're laughing. I'm not busting you up or anything. I'm being real, 91.9 on the whole is where you would get, the information and where you'll get your ideas and where you'll get the brain working. Yeah, I've listened to everything but Pastor Google. I just want to put a little good news. We always like to talk about how we can inspire the young persons or how we can solution for young. I walked up Frederick Street a while ago and I saw a young guy, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. He's out there with a drum and he's drumming, and people are putting money, just like how you play the piano or violin or whatever. He's out there with the African drum, and he has made a decision. I ain't going to rob nobody. I'm going to be innovative. I'm going to be creative. And he's a pretty good drummer, and he's there and he's drumming and he's doing it well. So when you pass and you hear the African drums and it's drawing you, you want to dance, you feel happy, taking your mind a little bit off the COVID-19 situation. So I'm saying to that young guy, I took his picture, but I'll send it to you in a while.
Right.
Hats off, and any young person out there, that is what you call entrepreneurship. That is what you call positivity. You could do it as small as it is. You're a musician. You could play the guitar. Now at that time, people need to listen to music. It's like music therapy. Go out there, play your music, soothe people's soul, and David dance to the music and he sing. And the same music that's soothe the savage beast. We can use our arts in such a beautiful way. So I just wanted to drop that there and show, yes, there are young persons out there who are positive, who are working, who are willing to do it differently, think outside the box. It's not all of them. So I just wanted to say that, and all the young persons listening, think of what you have as a talent. Think of what you have as a gift, and how could you use it, especially in these times, to make not even a dollar face, but how you could help somebody, help soothe these times. You could bring a smile to your face. If you could reach out to your elderly who are home by themselves, call them on the phone, read them a story, talk to them for 10 minutes, talk about old time days. You could have about 10 of them on your street, have their numbers, call them, say hello, how you doing, what you want. You may not be able to go by them and give them anything, but just call them and say, Miss Mabel, how are you going, darling? And just make them feel connected. You can do those things. Start doing storytelling to the young children. You could do it Zoom, you could call on the phone, but something, let us get back, use the arts as a way to reach our young people, reach the elderly, heal our community. So I just wanted to drop that there, Pastor Google. And as usual, it's always a pleasure. You reach back home safely, and everybody observe the COVID-19 protocols, procedures, and the curfew. Let's get COVID down so that we could get back to some type of normalcy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, afternoon.
Good day. I've been listening many different radio stations and a lot of persons speaking about reparations. And I just want to ask the question, is there a database anywhere that if by chance, what Mr. Biden is speaking about and the other things that are happening, if by chance they choose to give reparations, is there a database anywhere that you could say, well, we have put things in place, we are asking for reparations, so therefore we have things in place that if the state is giving reparations,
right,
we already have a database with questions in it. Because I've listened to different entities saying they're representing the African community, but yet nobody's putting in place something that should the idea of reparations really come into force.
Right.
We might find ourselves like the maxi taxi drivers who took the government support for taking the $1 toll. And when the court determined, yes, the drivers ought to be paid, I don't think up to now, any one of them, that was the bus route toll, I don't think any one of them got any, because not even the organization that was representing the drivers had the names of the drivers, had the amount that they would have been paying if it's 12 trips a day, 10 trips a day, whatever. So even though it is on paper, yes, they ought to get back the $1. They don't have any documents to say who to receive the $1. So it's not to say that the reparations is not being offered, but should it be offered, are we in a position? The other thing I want to speak to is, people are saying that you must forgive, but you can't forget. I'm saying this, if we have an issue, you and I have an issue, and I say I forgive you, but every time I see you, I get vexed, because I ain't forgetting you. I want to say to you, I haven't forgiven you as yet. Because the only how which will prove that I forgive you is if when I see you after, the situation that happened before doesn't come into play. So many people will say, well, you could forgive them, but you can't forget them. As long as you ain't forget them, you haven't forgiven them.
But then what about when some people say, oh, I understand the context of, yes, I have forgiven you, but I haven't forgotten, in the sense that if you're coming around me with the same attitude, or you mightn't come around with the same attitude now, but let's say you mightn't be using the same tactics that you used before, but I'm sensing now that you're changing your method from physical slavery to mental slavery, and I pick up on it just to remind me, hey, you did this to me once already. harmless, wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. I'm not going to hold you in contempt in the sense that bringing back up every time, you know, what you did to me. But anytime I pick up that you're taking me back down the same road in another way, then I can't forget you.
I'm hearing what you're saying, Pastor Google, but I want you to be mindful also that I've heard contributions of persons just now saying the man would have done something as a senator. But now he's president and he's doing something else. They are presenting what he would have done 24 years, 50 years ago as a senator.
Yeah.
So say, well, he did that 24 years. And then they want to come even closer. They want to say 12 years ago he was vice president.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, as the vice president, he did not have the final say.
Right.
Right? Now he's president. When he has the authority and he's acting on the authority, I think people need to understand, give him the opportunity, because
to prove himself.
All the other time, he wasn't in charge.
Right.
He's in charge now.
Right.
So
Right.
whatever you do now,
right.
And this is why I based my statement on the reparation. Because everybody's speaking that. If he is to come in 2 months from now and say he's setting a committee in place to deal with reparations, who could go to receive reparations? All who talking about the African had to be reparations for the 440 years of slavery and enslavement in America. Who could go to receive? Is there a registry where we would say everybody who, the Google family, they have to receive the 91.9 family had to receive.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. While we're talking reparations,
yeah,
there's something we have to do.
Yes.
Put things in place.
Put things in place. You know, and while I hear you and I understand where you're going, that is one of the reasons why I always tip my hat off to my mom, who would have done a family tree to take us back straight to where we came from in Africa.
Well done. Well done.
The tribe, everything.
Well done.
And one of these days I must try to get her on the phone for her to tell Trinidad and Tobago how they can trace back, you know, their lineage. Because what you're saying there is very important. Because if you don't know your family tree, then how could you register for reparation?
Thank you very much. And this is the problem, because a lot of people saying it. I don't want to call names organizations, but there are people who saying that they're representing the interests
of African people,
emancipation and all of that. But there's no record from them or even in any other place that you could say, well, listen, based on the record we have, it has 952,000 families who have to receive reparation for what would have happened to their ancestors and for the 400 plus years that they worked without being paid. Because from 1680, I don't want to call you wrong here, 1680 somebody, when it was repealed. And so, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You got to be mindful of. So thanks for the opportunity, Pastor Google.
Thank you very much for calling in. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Look who jumping in.
What he says there make logical sense.
Yeah.
And I said to us some time ago, if they was to pay all this money, and it's not America could only, and first, because you can't compare the two. Tulsa business, that if reparations are to pay for that, there's a history, there's a value of what was the cost of it then and what the value of it would have been today. So that could be paid. There are people, ancestors, grandchildren, still up to this day.
No. He's saying that they have everything down pack. You know, he said that. The caller said that they have everything in order.
All right. So let me go to the history of slavery. The history of slavery has a record of how much slaves come to Trinidad and how many slaves went all over. But the money is not going to pay individually. One person creates 10 different children with 10 different names. How are you dealing with that? So the money is going to be paid to countries, not institutions. That's why we can't come together yet. Because governments, depends on where you are. And again, if you look at countries in the Caribbean that is still under the British rule, paid back money for people that had slaves. Money was paid up to just in the 1980 something or 1990 something just recently. back for people who had slaves, got reparation for losing their slaves. Countries that in the Caribbean that was not independent and still under the British colony paid that money up to 1980 something. Right? So, we can't pay individuals where that is concerned, Pastor Google. Now you have to pay states. So how will you pay somewhere in the Caribbean that is also under the British colony? How are you paying them? So until governments around the Caribbean, around the world, who was under slavery, come together to ask for reparation. And when you get the reparation, you feel they'll have any value of the money that they're giving to you? If all countries was to get the vote that they output, you feel the pound of the US dollar will have any value? So before we start to ask for reparation, think about it. We'll have no value. Because then everybody, let me say they pay everybody in Trinidad and Tobago 100,000 US or 10,000 US, 1.4 million a week. What will happen? Then the value of the US have no value, or the value of the pound has no value. And then here what's going on, if they do that, what they will do to Australians or to people that they send from England to Australia, then they would also claim for reparation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but how are we going to collect it? That is the question, because it could be paid, but when it's paid, there is no value to it. So we have to find a different way to receive it. So this is where it comes down to law. Enjoy your day, Pastor Google. And anyhow, Pastor Google, you know one more thing. You know the Era Kingsley statement, what he tell you? First, yesterday he tell Aisha he's neutral. He's an independent, just like the next one who is his talk show host who called it. All of them neutral. But here we tell you, forgive Kamla Prasad. So what did Kamla Prasad, Mr. do Kingsley, that we have to forgive she for? Because I hear yesterday a lot of East Indian people that get work under the government and not Africans. So then you know. So if you could tell me what she needs forgiveness for, then we could have a conversation. Because again, they come in to tell you they're neutral. But at the end of the story, there is no neutrality. What do you tell them? What? Why is that a super and harmless as a dog? Pastor Google, enjoy it.
All right, sir. I'm getting some voice notes. I'm getting some messages. While I am on the air, I'm getting messages and voice notes. There are people who want, I don't know. Let me take this call and then I'll see what I have to see. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google.
Share the live! Share the live!
Share the live!
Yes, mommy.
Pastor Google? Well, I hope you see there was waiting on me Saturday going, but I really couldn't make Saturday. But listen out Saturday, Pastor Google. I see a friend want to storm THA. I hope he put on the pilot out for this trip. You heard, you understand me? He said because whatever the government doing, you understand me, like he want to match up Tobago. Juke, go, boy, go. Put on a pilot also, because the last time you was a swim from Tobago to Trinidad and you never make it, they're waiting on your juke. They're waiting on your juke. Pastor Google, you all right? Hey, Pastor Google?
Let me tell you something, I good enough, but as the same person you're talking about put out a challenge. You saw the challenge?
Yes.
But wait now. He late to that challenge.
Yes,
he's very late to that challenge, and you know that there are some PNM people who have jumped on to his so-called challenge and saying about, oh, look what he is saying and how they and why don't people like me in the media call out? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Mommy, I have to get your WhatsApp number, Mommy. I have to send you some messages.
I'm calling you on here right now.
Let me see the number.
The same number here, yes. You'll get what to the Pastor Google. I'm waiting on him, boy. You go, boy, go. Put on your pilot outfit. Pam. Pastor Google, I gone.
All right, Mommy. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Pastor G.
Hey, what's going on? I was waiting to see when you're not coming, you know. You see, there's an investigation. There's an investigation. This is by the way. I don't want you to talk about it now, but you see, there's an investigation happening into what you told me to look into, right?
Well, it's many issues that bring up on many programs.
No, I'm talking about the one where you're saying how did this with the COVID-19 and how it started and why it ended up the way it ended up.
Yeah. They launched an investigation.
And who launched it?
America.
Mr. Joe Biden.
Yeah. So
and he's very serious about it, eh?
It's really very serious.
He is very serious about it, eh?
Yeah, and I don't know, we had a brace reserve code that could trigger something.
Thank you.
Because the regressives wouldn't want to be exposed, and they will do everything in their power.
Thank you.
To avoid that exposure.
Hey.
So we had to brace reserve and send out good positive vibes out in the universe.
Right. Because nobody they're not going to allow him to just
to deal with that matter now. So we had a hope for world stability, because there's a time of world events on a scale that will rock your spirit. If you don't have a foundation to rest your mentality, you could trip off and all that kind of thing. I'm not exempted from the struggle. I'll just be speaking from an ideal perspective. Pastor G, preparation. Yeah, easy see now. We missing the bus, you know. And I want black people to understand, do not miss the bus. You see this thing about money reparation? Listen, one, yes. Two, if they go through with it, they have to go through with it. Three, it's not a matter of individuals receiving cash in their hand. It's a matter of asking or taking that money and insisting that money fund universities and schools of knowledge and schools of technologies and schools of development exclusively for black people, because that will cut through the heart of, where we get fight on and stuff like that. Also, part of the reparation is that, we need to stop having our great scientists and our great discoverers, how to put it, boy, on the scene one day and next day they're not on the scene due to the discovering medicines and techniques that defeats the status quo. Many black discoverers and many black medical personnel, just not on the scene again because the status quo was threatened due to the simplicity of the things that they have discovered. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So reparation, we need to broaden our consciousness as far as reparation is concerned and insist on it. But we must insist that it supports our institutions of learning, our universities, and to ensure that the black bright person who does have to leave the country and stuff like that due to fight on and institutional racism, we have to ensure that is part of the reparation. If you understand, because you have to repair all our wickedness. And, it has some in the country want to keep that prevailing, that institutional racism. So it is not a fantasy. It is not a far-fetched thing. Don't take licks and no guilt trip as far as they're concerned. But we needed to support educational institutions for black people, for the development of our black people. And I hope we be serious, and I hope somebody in the elite opinion circles, in those upper echelons, attach this reparation of knowledge to the reparation issue. And in closing, you see all the libraries that they burn all the ancient knowledge and the books. It is there. They burnt all the copies and probably administrative records to make it think that all the originals were burnt. The ancient knowledge of our ancestors, it is there. That also, too, should be part of the reparation program. It's not a dream, it's not a fantasy, but we mustn't cheapen it and cheapen the nobility of the attainment of knowledge and the propagation of ignorance. And, are people, how do you say it, are people without knowledge just perish? So we must include that in the reparation talk, and I've been waiting to hear if anybody who interested in this issue will add that to the reparation issue. Thanks, Pastor Guru, for letting me talk out our Bible here this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Well, on the other radio station, I don't get cut off. You laugh. Good afternoon.
Again, Pastor Guru. So, my colleague was saying, it's not just finding out who, example, family, and so we are told every 2 years, the COVID prevented it. We have a family day, and you'll find, there's a chart with the lineage. So it was back. That was geared towards getting money for if you sign reparation. I think it's a bigger picture, and I think it's important for government having this organized. I think they have to be organized enough, and historians and everything in place. When that happens, they could be in a better position than any other place. And what happened? If it's triggered in America, that trigger could really impact African people all over the world. I thought I used to wait on it from Africa. But, Pastor Google, I mean, you know what's going on in Africa. The Congo, the this, the that. I don't understand from there. But that's the U.S. with President Biden and that's my expectation. I think we're in a better place. But they have a fight in that Congress. The kind of support I see with Africa, with America, who some of them, I don't say not so smart at all, but they have a voting right. That's really good conversation. Really, really good conversation. I enjoyed it.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much for calling in. So this is his statement. If you join me on Facebook and on YouTube now, this is his statement that sparked the conversation today. All right? If you join me on Facebook and on YouTube now, I'll show you the video of the statement that sparked the conversation. And those of you who missed it, I'm going to play it now because I'm getting ready to leave. I'm seeing the calls coming in fast and furious. So I'm going to take your calls, but I want people to see the video of what sparked the conversation. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Right. I live among queer people, North Manzanilla, Logan Road. We live very, very nice. Very, very nice. But did you listen this morning and notice what had happened in Carnegie here? The municipal police Puna Regional Corporation went and want to stop all the people from selling there with the second generation and third selling there. And they're telling the people that Dr. Rowley sent a message there for they to go and stop them. They made some of them pack up the crab and go and pack it up. But Khadija Amin went there and she would stay whole day there to see what is the position that these people, isn't that race with Dr. Rowley? Now they're selling in La Hocata. They're selling Manzanilla by the road in La Hocata. And all the PNM constituency. You're going to see the send the police there. They said he sent them. He sent the message for them to come out.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to see if that is not race.
All right, Mommy. All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon.
I just want to add something here. I quite agree with one of the callers who said about Joe Biden's position when he didn't have the endorsement when he was the vice president. I also wanted to add, a lot of people don't realize they had to also have the majority of the votes. It had to come from also the senators who at the time were made up most of the Republicans to most of the things that they had to pass. So it was not only the Democrats, let's say the gay, anti-gay and all those things. It was not the Democrats alone. It was like the South of the Senate, which had the majority of the Republicans. I just wanted to bring that, and the person was quite right. He couldn't have signed the endorsement. And why was it, should people focus on him and not the president in the past? So it was not really his fault. What is happening and what he's doing is more important. I just wanted to bring that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay then.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to show you the video now that sparked this conversation. All right, this is the video that sparked the conversation. So join me on Facebook and on YouTube now and see the video that sparked the conversation. I'll come back with your calls. All right, so this is the video that sparked the conversation today.
Fellow Americans, this was not a riot. This was a massacre.
Joe Biden on Tuesday became the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Tulsa, Oklahoma site where hundreds of black Americans were massacred by a white mob 100 years ago. Public awareness of the killings has been growing in recent years, after the deadly event went for decades without being taught in history classes or reported by local newspapers.
For much too long, the history of what took place here was told in silence, cloaked in darkness. But just because history is silent, it doesn't mean that it did not take place. We can't just choose to learn what we want to know and not what we should know.
On May 31st and June 1st of 1921, white residents shot and killed about 300 black people and burned and looted homes and businesses, devastating the prosperous African-American community of Greenwood after a white woman accused a black man of assault, an allegation that was never proven. No one was charged for the violence.
May their souls rest in peace.
Biden oversaw a moment of silence for the victims after meeting with 3 people who lived through the massacre, now between the ages of 101 and 107. The Biden administration also plans steps to combat inequality. They include efforts to expand federal contracting with small, disadvantaged businesses and invest tens of billions of dollars in communities like Greenwood that suffer from persistent poverty. Earlier in the day, Biden toured a museum dedicated to the Tulsa massacre. His visit comes during a racial reckoning in the U.S. as threats increase from white supremacist groups and the country re-examines its treatment of African Americans after last year's murder of George Floyd.
All right, Shanantabika, so that is what we were talking about. That stemmed the conversation today on, Black Wall Street, giving you some facts about Black Wall Street, giving you some facts, and we were looking at repatriation and stuff like that. Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Listening to the program a while now.
Tell me what are your thoughts?
It's the correct program and it's the correct time for the program.
Right.
And when I say time, I'm speaking about internationally,
right,
and especially when looking at how the wheel is turning slowly but surely in America. Okay, so you have Joe Biden, the first president since that massacre, and from the video, I guess you realize he said it wasn't a riot, it was a massacre.
Yes, he said that.
He said it was not a riot because a number of persons, reporters, would have said before that it was a riot. It was not a riot. Right? People were murdered and they had no defense. Anyway, you have Joe Biden going there, right, to that memorial ceremony and giving a speech. This is what you call a landmark event. This is something that should be noted. Why? Because in the past, look at what some of the presidents in America did to us and said. I believe it was Woodrow Wilson. I don't I'm wrong. That was with that movie, right? That gave power to the Ku Klux Klan, right?
Yeah.
I just can't remember. The name just left me. I remember just now. But then you had 1860. You had Abraham Lincoln, who said, right, in every society he believes that there should be a dominant race, and in America he believes that that race should be the white race that should dominate over all other races. These were presidents. So when I heard people today calling in and trying to take away from the importance of Joe Biden's statement by saying that, look at Joe Biden's past, look at where Joe Biden is now. He is the president of America. And if the president, and we have to look at the office, it's the most powerful president in the free world. The most powerful president, America. And he is saying that, listen, we massacred these people. That should lay the foundation. That is the catalyst whereby we now, as a people, can mobilize and say, okay, if this is what the president said, well then, this is what we want America to do for us. Maybe not monetary in compensation, but okay, build schools.
Yeah.
Build schools. Give opportunities. Look at in the report that you in the YouTube clip that you played, they said billions of dollars in contracts.
Yes.
In contracts and all of so. Okay, here's what. Compensate us. Give us some of those billions in contracts. Let our people work. This is what we should be looking at as a people. And I'm certain that the powers that be, the African leaders in America, they would be sitting right now considering Google, how can we capitalize on this, on Joe Biden's statement and his appearance in Tulsa. So, again, listen, it is something that we need to pay attention to. I was speaking to Junior St. Hilaire just this morning. He's a counselor for, I think it's MOVA, never DP, that community. Right. That's my good friend. I was speaking to him this morning, and we were speaking about how Africans today just kill each other for no reason. We were speaking about that this morning. And I mentioned to him that we need to figure out how we're going to get true African history in the school, thereby educate our children differently. Because the education that we're getting right now, Google, was not prepare us, our children, for life outside of the school door. And so we need to look, when we get that education, as David Mohammed always says, when we get that education and we look at each other as African men, we won't want to kill each other. We want us to kill a man because, hey, he's not from this community. What is he doing here? And that's what we're facing now. So, as I said, the wheels are turning. Don't focus on, I think it's a waste of time and energy to focus on something that Joe Biden may have said. And it's better that we put that energy to focusing on what he just said recently, a couple of days ago, and hold him. Why not come together and figure out how can we act on this? How can we then make Joe Biden not just say those words, but act on those words now, and put mechanisms in place to actually compensate us for our losses.
But you know, Kola, something that I recognize, and I don't know if you realize in it, in my research and my looking up at this thing with the history of 100 years later, this is happening. The history is being told now. This is all over the media in America, you know. Every media house is bringing this out, you know. But how come we're not hearing it in our local media?
Well, again, I won't say how come. What I'll tell you, though, is that we need to, as I said before, we need to educate our own on issues that are important to us. That's the best way to say it. We as a people need to educate our own on issues that are relevant and of critical importance to us. For instance, in 2001, the family of Martin Luther King won a landmark case against the U.S. government and a number of the agencies, FBI, Secret Service, whoever, they won a landmark case where a court found them guilty of conspiring to murder Dr. King. How much airplay did that get?
None.
Exactly. You understand? It got no airplay. It made no front line in any newspaper in Trinidad and Tobago. So again, we have to, as the old parlance goes, we have to mind our own business.
All right. Thank you very much.
We have to, and I am very appreciative that you have taken it upon yourself to bring this to the forefront.
Thanks very much,
right?
man.
So again, thank you.
Right,
thank you, and keep focused.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah. That's why I admire the gentleman's enthusiasm. But that, how you said, admission by President Biden is also the American, and when I say the American, right, white American admission of guilt. because the majority of them voted for Biden, and therefore his sentiment represents their admission of that guilt. But a lot of the people who today are speaking right now, like the gentleman that just got off, I don't know if they really paid much attention to the doctors like Diops and Westling and Dr. Clark and these gentlemen who pointed out exactly the things that we face day to day. You know, now that he said that, we should hold him to the fact.
Well, that is what they're saying that we should do. Call it up. My time is gone. But that is what they're saying that we should do. Hold them to the fact.
The thing is that when the Jews were slaughtered, they created a Jewish state. We need a state for Africans that's not controlled by anybody outside. We need our own industries, our own ideologies, and things like that.
Thank you, caller. So I'm out of here, Trinidad and Tobago. Talk to you on Friday. Have a great day, Trinidad and Tobago. Please be safe. Sanitize. So good about this feeling. Wear your mask. God bless all of you. Stay strong. Continue this conversation on Friday.
Freedom to make we dance, freedom to make we prance.